All right. So we're here with the Loft. So
Yeah.
This is Torius. My friend Danny's not here today, so it's just me. Yeah, this is the Loft Interview. So, how about you tell me about yourself a little bit?
I sing.
You sing?
I'm 24. Incredibly handsome. And yeah, Miami, Florida. Born Chilean. Actually, all Chilean. Just raised on pretty much in Kendall. Yeah, man. I like making music.
So
I wrote a novel once. Should be out soon. I'm serious.
You finished a novel?
No, not yet.
What's it about?
Sex, copious amounts of alcohol and drug abuse, and religion.
What's your favorite drug to use?
None.
You're like sober right now?
No, I mean, always drink.
You have like a favorite drink?
Cognac.
Oh, that Hennessy?
No.
You don't like Hennessy?
I do, but I mean, if I can flex, then I'm gonna flex. Reverend Martin XO.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first drink that I ever had. It's like nectar of the gods. No, but I pretty much drink anything. I mean, when you bartend, you have to pretty much drink everything. Yeah, I don't say no to anything except Bud Light. Bud Light or Coors Light or Miller Light.
You don't like any type of beers?
It's sparkling water, dude. That's not beer. I love beers, but...
What about like Coronas?
Yeah, I'm cool with Coronas, but I'll make them into a michelada probably.
An enchilada?
Michelada.
What is that?
Yeah, that's like the salt rim, the lemon juice, fucking sriracha.
Like tequila kind of? Or like...
Yeah, but with Corona.
Uh,
It's like a spicy Bloody Mary, beer. Beer Bloody Mary.
I never had that.
It's fire.
Have you ever had like a limerita or like Starburrito? Those kind of beers?
Yeah. Like the Bud Light ones?
Yeah. That's what that is?
No. No. Not at all. But I really do hate like light beers with a passion. But yeah, on to that. Moving on.
Wait, you know a lot about like alcohol, right? Pretty much, right? So
I would say so.
how long ago did you start bartending?
4 years now?
4 years?
Something like that, or like 3.5.
Does your experiences bartending ever like go into your music? Like
I wrote a song about bartending. Didn't go anywhere though.
Really?
Still a demo. But yeah, I mean, you just listen to people talk shit while they're drunk. People's truest emotions come out when they're fucked up. I've had very interesting conversations sitting behind a bar serving with someone.
Really? What's like the craziest story that you have?
Shit, to be honest, I don't know, man. Just when people, anytime someone just kind of breaks that boundary of like, all right, cool, you're just my server. Like I try not to get personal with people unless I'm like feeling incredibly kind that day, which is rare.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just when people just kind of take it up a notch. I've had people, this one couple that started listening to me like singing around. They're like, oh my god, like you sing pretty good. Like yeah. So what do you do? And then they ended up pretty much getting out of me that I make music and shit like that. Started telling them about festivals around here, places they should go. They were tourists. So then I curate all my Spotify playlists. Like I'm a geek, so I have like 30 playlists with like 1,000 tracks each of like different moods and vibes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I listen to the Smiths or like really heavy metal music or like screaming and deathcore and then R&B and like I can only play certain things at the bar though. Like, cause if I walked out, if like my owner walked out and heard me fucking that wouldn't be good. So they were asking me about my playlist because I was playing like Smiths and like Echo and the Bunnymen and like shit that this particular guy was into. And then he was like, oh, like I want to hear your shit. So I kind of like dropped it in between like these playlists without them noticing. And they were like still really kind of like waiting for it. I told them like they were gonna hear me, but they weren't gonna know when.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna be playing.
So that you wanted to like surprise them pretty much.
Yeah, so they were just kind of like talking, and then surprisingly they did get it. Like they ended up, I was just like, maybe it's because I started singing along to the words and shit like that. But they looked around and they were like, oh, this is you, and then we had an entire another conversation about music. Basically, any time that anyone just kind of like gets comfortable.
Yeah.
To the point where they just want to talk to you. There's shit that like people talk about fucking their wives, abuse. Like there was this one guy came in with his buddy talking about this crazy shit that this his ex-wife wanted to have him arrested for like domestic abuse, and she wants to take everything, and she's a bitch and she's a cunt and like all this shit. And I was just, it was early, like it was like Monday lunch, and they were getting fucking hammered. Like, oh, could I have a shot of like, yeah, another shot. It's like shit, okay. And then shit started getting uncomfortable, and he started kind of like
telling
oh
it.
no, this bitch, like she wants to send me to prison, and like this shit. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, shit just gets weird, man. Like, I don't really remember a lot of the stories firsthand. I probably will when I leave here.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Like, damn,
and then I'll be like,
I should have said that.
Shit, I should have brought that one up. But it's weird, man. Having to deal with like drunk people is interesting. It could either be like incredibly enlightening or incredibly fucking like annoying.
Yeah, I feel like anytime that you work with like people and
there's
stuff.
There's a fine medium.
Because I work at a gym and like people
yeah,
like
there's no drunk people at a gym.
No, but like there's like depressed people. I think that's like kind of the same.
Depressed about their bodies?
Yeah, like because they always tell me about their whole life stories. Like, oh, I had like 10 heart attacks and like 20 surgeries in like 1 month and like shit. I've heard stories like that, like really crazy.
I feel bad that I like kind of like giggle at that. That's terrible.
Oh, not. But I hear it a lot, so it's like I'm like desensitized to it. So
yeah,
like,
well.
you know, at first I was like, damn, that's crazy. But like now it's like, oh, you know, that's like everyone else here. Cause it's like a regular gym that.
But it's just funny, man. People in Miami do wild things.
Yeah, they do.
Like last week, this lady, there was this like an office party. Like 4 girls came in for happy hour, and they were like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Like loading up the drinks, just kind of going ham. I mean, it's half off everything. It's not that expensive, you know.
Yeah.
And
that's up a little more.
then they invited some guy that was sitting by himself on the next table, like if they wanted to join him. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah. Like, and the guy was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, 4 women just invited me to a table. You know, let's get it.
Yeah, of course.
And then the dude just walks, like he spends about an hour and a half. And then the chick that invited the guy to the table, just kind of like decided that she was gonna get up and like walk out. Like she was hammered, but she decided that she willingly wasn't gonna pay her tab, right? So then we kind of like, obviously we have to get involved and we're like chasing her down and shit.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, yo, she's trying to walk out without paying. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, cool, I'll go get someone. And then basically, dude, this chick was like, no, like he's paying for him. And then the guy they invited over was like,
yeah, like I'm not gonna pay for your drinks.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like I just met you. Like,
yeah.
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna pay for my drinks. And then the chick, like after that, still didn't want to pay for her shit. And she was just like not having it, bro. She was like, "Oh, I'm not paying for it." Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like she, at first it was like, damn. Like I thought it was cool that she had invited him over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
and then after seeing that, I was like, what? You know, she just wanted someone to pay for her drinks.
Yeah, she was like,
and they were gonna leave without him. They weren't even gonna give him like a little suction or anything. That's terrible. It's like fuck.
Yeah, no, like that's like the worst situation.
I can never like. I mean, I would never show that I don't have money in that fashion. Like even if I don't have money.
Like as the girl or the guy.
No, in general, bro. Like I'm never. That takes a lot of nerves, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a very shameless thing to do. To go and get drunk. That's why I don't go out that much. Like if I'm like, all right, dude, I gotta pay my bills. Like I don't like going out. I only go out when there are like opportunities that I want to like grasp. You know.
Yeah.
If like a good buddy of mine that has like, you know, like good following or something, like it's a dope music event, I'm gonna see a lot of my friends there, then I'll go out. But I don't go out to like just kind of throw money.
Yeah.
And if you're going to, then how the fuck are you gonna try to do something like that? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like why are you out? Just drink at home. I have bottles at the crib, bro. I always have a couple of beers in my fridge, you know. I'm always good.
Yeah,
I enjoy my
like,
house more than I enjoy anywhere else anyway.
Yeah, because like, I feel like guys, they just want to like go out and flex, you know, like they just want to like show like, oh
I'm
yeah,
not
I'm
about
like,
that, dude. I'm like, I don't want to go to 11. You know what I mean? Like I don't got the breath to spend the night at 11. You know? And if I did, then shit, I'm gonna have to work like a shitload next week to make that shit back up.
So there's guys, they just like take the money
I'm
and start it on the floor, like just.
I'm good. And I'm
just
like,
recycle that money.
I got a bunch of shit I gotta pay for. Trying to make this music shit. I'm good. I'm good with all that.
Yeah, that's why whenever I go out, like I don't really like go out to have like fun anymore. I just go.
To
out
me,
to, like,
going out now is
stuff.
just we end up getting lit at a studio and like end up working on something, or like we're out at another. Like I said, pretty much I only go to music events or at something related to a musician or
I mean, you never know who you meet at the club, you know? You might like.
Well, I mean, I don't go to the clubs, so I wouldn't know. I go, like I'm saying, I go to like venues and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I've been going out a little by little, but that's just because like the people I'm with, like, you know, like I'm trying to like. My buddy, I want to hang out with my buddy Kaizen, and he's always out, and he's hanging out with all these other people that I'd like to be hanging out with, like just a bunch of musicians that make cool shit that I'm a fan of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 12 Lin, you know, like everyone around here. You know, there's a bunch of dope people around here, so I mean, I only go out if I'm gonna hang out with like them, or if I make music, or some chick is calling me over, telling me my parents are gone, pull up, you know.
That's a sexy one. Oh, you ever get like noticed when you're out?
Dude, it happened for the first time on Saturday. It's actually funny that you asked.
Really?
Why was that one of your friends by any chance?
Where?
No, because dude, some kid pulled up on me in Dayland. Like I was with my mom, like shopping for Mother's Day and whatever, and I was at Dayland Mall, and I was at the food court, and I was going in on my Mandarin Express. You know what I'm saying? I was very happy that I got my.
Getting noodles. Orange chicken. Oh.
And I got noodles. I got orange chicken. I got what's the name of the other one?
The teriyaki.
No, not the teriyaki. The fucking. That's the one that they always sample. I think it was Mandarin chicken.
Yeah.
I think that was the actual name of it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I got 3 different chickens and like the noodles or whatever. And I'm going in, and then this kid walks up to me, and granted, my mom like she's a fan of music and shit, and she's a fan of my music and everything. The time I show her some dope, she's like cool about it. But now she's like stoked about like my life as a musician for some reason. And it's because some like kid just randomly walked up to me and asked me if I was Christian from the Loft, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, cool. I was telling my friends that I thought it was you. Do you mind if I get a picture? And I was like, okay. It was weird, but like, I mean, it was the first time that actually happened. Now, I don't know who I know that knows that kid. Because, I mean, it did happen here in my hometown. Mm-hmm. So I'm like skeptical as it, like, I'm wondering if like.
But that's usually like how it happens. Like you usually like, blow up in your hometown, and then like, other people start hearing.
I mean, it was cool. It was definitely like it was nice, and like I said, my mom was like, "Hey," you know, she was like, "Yo."
My mom doesn't. She doesn't really like believe in music stuff right now because it's not like.
No one does.
Yeah, until you get the fans or the money, that's when they start.
Where if you would have asked me like a year ago, it's like, how's your music going? I would have been like, yo, I'm gonna give this shit like 3 more months, and I'm out. Like, it's stressful, man. I've been making this shit since I was 16. I've been in a metal band. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. And the worst part is that you spend money doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, like, when you're spending money, people are like, oh, you're
not making it back.
Yeah. They're
That's usually the life, though. Like, that's why you need a job. That's why I bartend. That's why I'm a server. You know what I'm saying?
Make the money that you make there. And
that's why I don't understand cats. Like, there's a bunch of people that I know. A lot of the musicians that I know that don't have jobs. Like, a bunch of friends of mine. But they're kind of, like, always broke. And even though they're doing very well in music, you know, like I'm not down to live like that.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if I go out, like even some stupid shit, like, you know, I'm hungry, I'm standing next to Pincho Factory, dude. I'm gonna walk in and get myself like a bacon and blue with like the sweet potato tots and shit like that.
Yeah, you can't be living on like ramen, like noodles every single day.
You know, I can't do that. No, I'm good. Like, I need to be able to like buy shit that I want, like what I wanted. Granted, I never waste money.
Yeah. But
there's a difference of like when you're out with your boy, and then you're like, yo, like let's go get some food, and he's like, nah, dude, I don't really got bread.
Yeah.
That's how I don't want to live like.
That happens a lot with my friends because they all smoke weed, and like a lot of times they're like, damn.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, like even after you smoke weed, more so you want food. You know what I'm saying?
But they can't. They're like they would spend the $10 on the weed, but not $10 on like.
Yeah, that's weird. That's when like addiction gets to the point where like.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro, like, come on. I mean, it tastes so much better when you're high. Yeah. What are you doing?
That's the only reason I was smoking.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm not big on smoking, but like, I literally only smoke just so I can eat.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And
sex.
Yeah. Well, I never had sex high.
Oh shit.
I just ate high.
Do it.
I feel like it's like.
It's like, well, I mean, I'm sure it's different for like everyone. You know, everyone has different ways that they feel. Like,
but I can't even move when I'm high. I'm just I'm just like there. I'll be a starfish.
For some reason, in that particular act, like I'm like a fucking gladiator when it comes to.
When you're high?
Yeah, it's just like 2 hours plus, like just like. Yeah.
Nah, it feels me like
the epitome of like man for some reason.
Once I get in the bed, I'm knocking out. Honestly, like
you're like those old school commercials.
Yeah.
Of like Sammy used to be cool, but then she started smoking pot.
Yo,
you're Tammy, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. No, I'm even like super proper when I'm like high. Like, I would be like, oh, I would like take a cup or something and be like, oh, let's fornicate right now. Like, I don't know. I'm like super weird when I'm high. Like.
Okay. Yeah, maybe stay off of it. That might be the best one.
But like, I mean, I'll try it, but like, I already know myself, you know.
Yeah, makes sense. That's good. Never. I mean, there's people that I know that are in their late 30s that still fucking like let their addictions get to them every day. There's like a buddy that works with me.
Yeah.
And you would think that an alcoholic could handle like liquor, you know what I mean?
But
because this man like drinks at work, like from like little flasks and shit like that, like it's a thing. Like he's always lit.
You drink at work too, or like not?
I mean, if I'm at the bar, sometimes sure. Don't tell that to my employer.
No, because I seen like I watched a show called Bar Rescue, and I always see like the girls there, like they're always drinking.
We don't go ham, no, but like I said, like I work at a family restaurant that happens to have like a good bar in it.
Yeah.
So it's a different atmosphere. Like we don't really care. And there has been times that I've drank quite a lot at work. And continues to like I had myself a nice old fashioned at the closing of my shift last week, but it's like you have to get to that point where you and the way you react to like the substances in which you choose to consume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like me.
This cat, like despite drinking every day, like we'll go to a bar after work. I usually go to bars strictly to watch Champions League matches. I'm a big soccer guy. Real Madrid, a la Madrid, y nada más. You know what I mean? And after work, they usually start at 2:45. I usually get out if I'm working the day shift on like a Tuesday or whatever. I'm usually out at 3. So knowing that I had to hop on the train and come back home, I'm gonna miss a match.
Yeah.
That's not the move. So the move is to go across the street to a bar, watch a match there. After the match is done and I'm feeling good, I'll head back home. This kid always comes with us. He doesn't care about soccer or anything.
He just likes to.
But he just drinks. So we're there, and then like the bartender's like a good friend of us, so she just gifts us like shit. So like everyone's like 3 tequila shots deep, and I'm it's Tuesday 4 p.m. So I'm not trying to get too late.
Yeah, because you still got stuff to do.
And it's early to come home. Like whenever that happens, I just get home, lay down, watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and end up falling asleep. And then I wake up and it's like fucking 12:46 or 1 o'clock, and I'm like, God damn it! Like I just wasted the day. Fuck. And I hate that feeling. And bro, this kid last time got so lit, and he just gets obliterated drunk. Like at this time, and granted, he's like I said, he's an alcoholic, so he should be able to handle that better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't show signs of like death until I'm by myself.
Like, so you have like a tolerance when you drink.
I have an incredibly high tolerance, but I used to drink much more than I drink now. And yeah, man. For example, like the few times that I've KO'd where I like unfortunately puked and like passed out, like I was already home. There was one time, dude, that, I mean, granted, I'm not proud of this, and, like, I don't condone this to anyone, but I have driven drunk before, and, like, most people have, you know what I'm saying, and it's not something that I like to keep doing.
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Yeah, for real. One time I did it, and it was, like, bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was at this Lola Wolf event that Zoe Kravitz event. It was like a Bacardi sponsored thing, just kind of like, not VIP, but it was like one of these things that you can't easily get into. You have to have like someone to kind of get you into them.
Yeah.
And I was there, and it's sponsored by Bacardi, so they have open bar all night. Much like, actually all my terrible experiences are from open bars at music events. Like at South by Southwest, everything's an open bar. So you're partying in fucking Texas and you're wasted every single day. And open bars are dangerous.
What's like, I never know like what the difference between like open bar is. Like,
open bar just means that you don't pay for your drinks.
Oh, it's like tab?
They just make your drinks like for free. You just got to tip.
Oh.
So you just tip.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like.
So it's a dangerous thing.
I thought the bar was just open.
No, it's just a dangerous thing, dude. So, this event, dude, I start drinking and they don't serve beer or anything. It's just like straight liquor. Like they're only doing their like black rum spiced mojito, or like their other like drink with this other brand of Bacardi, but they're only like, there's like a menu of 3 things. Yeah. So you can't just be like, you can't even ask them for a straight shot of Bacardi. You can, but if you give them like a fat tip, because they're not required to make it. Like they're only required to make those like specific fucking drinks.
Everything else you have to like pay for.
Yeah, but I don't really, to be honest, I don't really care. Like, if I'm at an open bar, I'm drinking whatever the fuck they choose to give me.
Yeah, because it's all alcohol.
Bro, I was drinking and I have one glass and I'm down to the next. And, like, literally in a span of 30 minutes, I had already gone through, like, 5 drinks. Then it got to the point where the waitresses were coming around with drinks, giving people with drinks more drinks. So I'm, like, holding 2 cups, you know, fucking pretty much getting wasted.
Yeah.
So that's when I was into Snapchat. I'm not into Snapchat anymore. I don't use that shit. I'm kind of like strictly Instagram because I guess I'm cooler on there. I never really became cool on Snapchat.
Yeah.
But this is when I did have Snapchat, and I made the mistake of Snapchatting this entire evening. And there were like 5 different snaps of me walking into the bathroom, like I'm so drunk, like lit, you know, but telling everyone that I'm fucking lit. You know? And then the last one of those, I was walking to my whip.
Oh my god.
So it was like this whole thing. We ended up going to Libertine. So I got in my car, drove from Wood.
What tavern?
No, just from like where the fuck was this event? Yeah, it was in Wynwood. It was a Toe Jam, some shit like that. And from there to downtown for Libertine, did a very difficult parking maneuver while hammered. I remember most things. Like, I'll space out, but then they kind of come back over time.
Space out, like, you don't
like, when I'm drunk. Like, I'm not one of those people that doesn't remember evenings when they get fucking hammered.
Yeah.
I remember everything.
Yeah.
Like, I remember...
I'm the same way.
Yeah, like, everything. So I remember some homeless gentleman, like, helping me park, then thinking that I was going to give him money. I didn't have any money. We were all drunk. My friend had just broken his hand because he was doing, like, fucking spin moves on the ground or something at the other party.
Spin moves, like dancing?
Like, yeah, like, he was trying to break dance. It was actually the cinematographer, right? My buddy M.K. Brooks, that kid. He was just like trying to flex.
Yeah.
Broke his hand.
Damn.
We pulled up to this place, and then whatever. We left Libertine, not too late. I think we only spent like 10 minutes there. And we come back home. I drive from downtown to home, hammered. I passed by a Taco Bell. While I was at Taco Bell, my car battery died, so I had to get a jump. I went across the street to like a Colombian spot to grab someone to come jump me.
Wait, you died while you were driving?
While I was at the drive-thru.
Like you turned off the car?
Like I parked.
Oh.
So I parked when I came out of the drive-thru. Sometimes I eat the food directly in the parking lot because I just can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do that.
I go to the drive-thru and I eat while I'm driving or something.
No. Well, sometimes I pull up to the parking spot.
Yeah.
But this was one of those cases because I was with my buddy and we were eating. And then that's when my car didn't start. So I did all of this. Like, I went across the street, got someone to come, like, get my whip, whatever. Dropped my buddy off. Came back home. I live in an apartment complex that has a very, like, fucking difficult visitor parking system. So, like, if, like...
Think it's, like, gated or...
Yeah, like, I live with my mom. So if my mom, like, scoops up my parking space...
Yeah.
Then I have to look. And there's never any. So it's like a mission to just get a fucking parking spot.
Yeah.
I found one. All of this completely obliterated, like absolutely wasted. I walk upstairs and then I opened, like this is not an exaggeration, I kind of wish it was because it was a little embarrassing. Yo, I opened the key, like I turned the key, I opened my door and I puked everywhere. Like on the entrance of my house.
Oh my god.
Like, but it waited until I got home, you know what I'm saying? Like I did all of that. No, but I'm not sure, but that was, and then I fucking laid down on the couch and passed out. And that was the end of that.
Did you throw up on the couch too? Did you throw up on the couch?
Well, no, but there was some throw up on my clothes, which translated from my clothes to the couch when I fell asleep on the couch.
What'd your mom say?
she was heated, but she was like, alright, lol, whatever.
Damn.
You know?
No, I remember the first time my mom ever like caught me like drinking.
Granted, this is like me at 22, you know?
Oh.
And then I pay like the rent and shit like that. So
She can't really say anything.
You know, it's like, alright, cool. Like, she wasn't happy about it, but she can't crucify me either.
Did she make you clean it up or like?
No, it was clean by the time. Like, that was a clutch move. She helped me out with that. Bro, I woke up with a terrible hangover.
That I can imagine.
It was terrible.
Were you like conscious like what liquors you were drinking like?
It was all rum because it was a Bacardi event.
Yeah. So I know there's like a little saying or something, beer before liquor, like, never sicker, something like that.
But like I said, I mean, I did have a couple beers before.
Cause doesn't like, oh no, I think it's white liquor that you don't have a hangover when you drink it, like vodka and stuff like that.
If you don't overdo it, you don't have a hangover. If you overdo anything, you're gonna have a hangover. Yeah, I guarantee you, if you try and drink a fucking 48 pack to yourself, you're gonna wake up feeling like trash the next morning.
Right.
And that's just beer.
Uh,
Even if it's Bud Light. Going back to my previous statement that I think it's sparkling water, but even that, 48 cans in, you'll probably feel like shit the next morning. So
I feel like I don't know if it's me or like being drunk is like all in my head. Like, because whenever I drink, I just tell myself, I'm drunk.
anything is all in your head. If you're on any substance, you can find yourself like talking to yourself, which I do quite a lot. Like I tend to think and overthink, and it really kind of is like, I mean, it sounds cliche. People are like, yo, you kind of like, you have the power of your own, like, but sometimes that's relatively true, man. I've been in this state where I'm like pretty fucked up, and then you just kind of calm down, and you have an anxiety. You're like, I'm too baked, or like I'm too fucking drunk, or like, oh my god, I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can literally kind of like, I stop and I'm like, you know what? You're good.
And then you can function.
And then you just kind of like go on to being to that kind of like that mellow spot.
Yeah.
But it's really up to you, man. Like it kind of is all in your head, except when it's not. Like there are times when it's not, and you're gonna feel like trash regardless. I think all of this started from just me saying that my buddy can't handle his liquor.
Oh yeah.
So he's an alcoholic and he passes out. Like we were playing ping pong and he just passed out like on the fucking park bench. Like, that's embarrassing. Don't be, like
pass out like
a grown ass man and pass out on a park bench, especially at like 5 p.m. Like there's families walking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Brickell.
Oh damn. That's
like hey, come in. It's a stuffy ass area, bro.
Yeah.
Like you get your game up.
Especially like. Yeah, I know, like Brickell, that's like, like there's a lot of like homeless people and stuff too. Like you never know what they're gonna do.
So you can pretty much picture my bud as a homeless dude, and you'll be running the money because he's passed out on park benches.
Yeah.
When he drinks too much, it's not a good look. Don't drink too much, or drink a lot, but only if you can do it.
Yeah, or like if you're in your house, if you can like pass out in your house, then you're good.
Keep it clean. Don't be an animal.
So, who were some of your early influences? Or how did you get into music?
I got into music because my buddy was a guitar player, and he played Red Hot Chili Peppers' Other Side one day when we were like younger. It was like 8th grade. This was during Guitar Hero. We were really big on Guitar Hero.
Already?
I was huge. Like I was a fucking monster. Like I was a geek.
I was actually like the best at Guitar Hero.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I stopped until like the 4th one.
Okay, let me get flex something, because I have flexes.
What? You
I
beat
I got every achievement on Guitar Hero 3. Like every achievement.
So did I.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
I got 5 stars on The Fire and Flames, and Raining Blood.
And then the 20 gold stars. Or, is it 20 gold stars or was it less?
On what?
You had to perfect a certain amount of songs.
They had 5. Yeah, you had 5 stars.
Whatever. So regardless, I was like you yourself know. I was a very good Guitar Hero player at the time, and I was one of those rare people that Guitar Hero kind of influenced into getting back into the shit that like I grew up loving, because I grew up in a music family, like mainly rock and shit.
Your parents like played a lot of like music in the house, or like they played instruments.
Yeah, not instruments. No one was ever a musician, but they loved music. Like my dad was a fucking huge Beatles nut, and he would always bump Chicago like when I was little, and like just epic shit. And then my older brother, like, really got into music. Like, this motherfucker had, like, a very fucking epic sound system. He would buy, like, new live DVDs, like, every week. Like, maybe, like, 5 new ones. And he had, like, the best shit. Like, fucking Depeche Mode live. Fucking Pink Floyd. Like, Soda Stereo. Like, back in the day, what you would consider, like, obscure-ass music. You know what I'm saying? Like, only like real heads were listening to shit.
My brother, he was the same way. Like he always had like CDs and stuff.
He loved watching like live. Like everyone in my family loves watching live shit. I do, but my shit like kind of became. I don't know. I don't like listening to live shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be in my car listening to like a live show.
I mean, it depends, because there's like have you heard of this band called Torius? They're like a metal band from like Japan. Torius.
No.
They're like, well, because they have this song called Angel of Salvation. It's like my favorite song from them. Okay. They it's amazing. And then like
you listen to that live?
Yeah, I watched it live on YouTube, and like it just because they had like a whole orchestra and stuff. Like, yeah. I listened to a lot of Metallica, so like.
Metallica's my favorite. I've seen them live.
Yeah. Like when they're live, they have orchestras too.
Well, I mean, only in that only like a real heavy.
No, because I know that they used to play with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
They play with San Francisco Symphony.
Is that?
Yeah.
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra did a cover of their song.
Is that the kids choir or whatever the fuck?
No.
Okay, well, whatever.
There's a different.
I'm sure, because I've heard different versions of like Nothing Else Matters and shit like that, so I'm sure that I've heard it at one point. But yeah, so my buddy was just playing Other Side and I sang it, and that was like my first time like actually trying to sing anything. And then we just kind of like went through it, and then
were you always able to sing? Like,
I mean, I would fuck around with it when I was younger. Like the shit that started getting me into music from an early age that I kind of ignored was like my biggest R&B influence was Usher. I owned Confessions. Like my mom thought I was like kind of weird for owning Confessions because when you open it up, it has like a picture of Usher like in the bath, like in the bathtub, like naked and shit. It's kind of weird. It's like a weird album, but like one of the best albums.
My favorite song from there was Let It Burn.
My favorite song from there is.
I used to play that all the time.
Yeah, there's so many. I don't know.
But I was like really influenced
by
Usher.
I can't give one right now. I enjoy that album a lot. And then, that was one of my early things, but I would sing in the shower and shit like that, but like when I linked up with my buddy and I had someone playing an instrument next to me, that was like the first time that it felt serious. Yeah. So like he looked at me and he was like, yo, you kind of just like ripped that, you know, you did really well. And I was like, shit, I did, didn't I? Oh, cool. And then literally the next thing, that's when I quit basketball. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start a band. And then my entire like youth, high school years were me like being in a band, metal band. Like,
where you playing?
I did shows around here, West Palm.
Like, no, like guitar or drums?
Oh, I was singing. I was singing and screaming.
What was your band called?
It was when we first started. It was like Some Will Be Saved, and then it was What Dreams May Come. We came out with the EP under What Dreams May Come.
You like sort of struck me as like a Bullet from a Valentine kind of.
I mean, I used to enjoy Bullet from a Valentine, but no, it wasn't like that. It was like because I started getting into that era of music. There's bands like Attack and Asking Alexandria that were like trancecore. Yeah. Like they were hardcore music, but with like a bunch of little like screaming, like trance dancey shit.
Yeah, that was like really popular when I was in like middle school and stuff like that. Like. Yeah.
So that was probably around the same time. Yeah. Then that shit broke up, and then I was in and out of a couple bands for a little bit, and then me and my buddy, the other kid in the Loft, Jose, he was the keyboardist in my first band, and he wasn't doing shit, I wasn't doing shit, and we were already becoming really, really good friends, like hanging out every day, and then we just became good friends that hung out every day and made music while we hung out every day. Yeah. So we went through a bunch of like different sounds and shit like that, but then when we like formed like what we have now, it got like a lot more serious. And I mean, as far as other influences, like at the time, even if I don't enjoy his current work, you know, The Weeknd, like his mixtapes, like no cliche changed the way that I viewed music could be made.
Is that where you got like your singing style or like your name?
No, I've always had an R&B singing style from Usher. Mm-hmm. Like to me, a singer is not really a singer unless they can captivate, do weird things, not weird things, but if there's good singers and then there's like captivating singers. To me, the reason I like R&B is not necessarily for just the way the music is versus rock music or something like that, is highly due to the fact that I enjoy the singers much more in R&B than in rock music. Mm-hmm. Like there's wonderful rock singers and there's wonderful singers in rock bands that have R&B style, but someone's voice is huge for me. That's why I like that St. John cat. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of trap artists that make like music with melodies. You know what I mean? But there's very few of them that I hear that I'm like, that cat has a nice voice. Yeah. Like if you were to strip the autotune down, like that cat would still sound cool. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much like no. Like I've always sung in R&B style because for me, being a good singer was being able to do vocal runs. I've always sung with a really heavy vibrato, and that made me stand out like as a kid, like especially in metal music.
Did you ever take like any classes for singing or anything?
Not really. I took one when I was in the studio for my first EP, like in the metal band, because I had to learn how to sing a lot higher than I did, and that kind of music you normally have to sing like up because you're battling all the instruments. Yeah. And Yeah, man, I couldn't reach the keys that all of our songs were written in. So I went to like some little courses for like a month. The fucking guy was trash though.
The instructor?
He wasn't even an instructor, bro. Like I would walk in and he would just do like piano vocal warm ups, and I'm like, why the fuck am I here for? Like I could be doing this on my own. Like what?
Yeah. Were you paying him? Or like he was just
it was like $20 a session or some shit, like kid shit.
Yeah.
It was at the Kendall Conservatory of Music, by BJ's.
On 157?
On 117th and 72nd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, oh, okay, I know.
And, yeah, that's the only time that I've done it. It's just been practice. Because if you hear videos of me back then, everyone always used to say the same shit. Like, I've always had, like an interesting voice, according to people, because of the way that I use, like, vibratos and the way I do my vocal runs. Like, it's not standard for a singer.
How do you feel about like artists that do like heavy auto-tune and they try to?
I don't mind. I mean, it just has to be done nice. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I love trap music, but I don't listen to it on my own, unless it's like
playing
rare
in the
occasions.
club or something.
I mean, I love Party Next Door.
Yeah.
But Party Next Door is an amazing songwriter that has nothing to do with the fact that he uses autotune. Dude, everything in life is strictly songwriting. I hate The Weeknd's new album.
Because I seen.
Like, well, actually, and I think that's all songwriting. Like
I've seen Party Next Door live. He doesn't sound like anything like he sounds. No.
I mean,
well, at least the show that I saw him at, he like his voice was like cracking and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, but I mean, I don't doubt that guy's a nice voice because you can't get. You can even hear it in the recording. You can't. There's people that sing with autotune, but there's shit that Party has with autotune that you only notice that you. How do I say this? That comes from someone that has singing ability.
Yeah.
Like, he does vocal runs, and vocal runs to get them perfect with autotune have to be perfect. Well, no, not necessarily. No, actually, that's stupid. But certain things about his voice that, like, for example, I'd take Party Next Door over Bryson Tiller.
Yeah. Because
Bryson Tiller has a...
I'm the same. I was thinking,
Bryson Tiller has a normal voice.
Yeah.
That just so happens to sound very nice because he writes good melodies.
Yeah.
Party Next Door writes good melodies, but also has a better way of presenting if you're talking about just vocal talent, which is what it comes down to for me a lot. Like, for example, I always had little flashes of shit that was cool, but it was very rough, like unpolished. So like I would sing off key, like I would pull up to a room and they'd show me a beat and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm gonna vibe on this, cool. And then you lay some shit down, you think it's awesome, and then it doesn't work because like you sang off the entire time, but to you it sounded great.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
Especially like if you like put like a whole bunch of reverb and
like,
stuff.
I don't do that anymore at all. Like now, thankfully, the reason why I'm getting the opportunities I'm getting now is because whenever I am invited into a studio, like when I'm hanging out with my buddies, and they're hanging out with other buddies, like I don't really want to like name drop anyone or anything like that, but like every single time I happen to get into a studio with someone, like I do a very good job. Like right away, because I freestyle my tracks. Yeah. And then I'll look through my phone and I'll see if I have any lyrics that I kind of want to like that I haven't used or something like that.
Like how does
I rarely write. Like for now, since I've been out of a relationship, I'm kind of fucking emotionless for like the last 4 years. Like, if I write about love, it's not because I'm in it. If I write about heartbreak, it's not because I'm in it. It's just because the stories fascinate me. Yeah. Like for me, right now, I'm living at a point where unfortunately, it's not false. It's not like a false life, but it's me just being a storyteller. And the shit that I'm talking about didn't necessarily happen to me, but I know people that it happened to. I chose to write about it. So, and then a lot of the times the shit that I have on my phone is shit that I had from like a while ago that I'll still sing now, and I don't really feel bad that I don't feel that way anymore because the lyrics are still fire.
Do you just like write down your stuff? Like,
I have.
Or do you write to like a beat or something?
No, like, so it'll all start with like if there's something in the background, I'm just like kind of humming to it. I'll come up with a melody. I decide what melody that will be. If I come up with another melody, I'll place that melody on like another part. So I'll without knowing, I built myself a verse, a pre-chorus, and I'm working towards the chorus. The next melody that I come up with, if it's the most fire, it's going to be the chorus. So then, keeping all those melodies in mind, I pull up. Maybe I write something from scratch. A lot of the times I can do that. Like I thankfully I love writing. Like I said, I wrote a novel. Like you just don't do that. Yeah. Like it's like 150 pages too. I just got really drunk one day and just decided to start writing, and it turned into something.
You actually keep up with it?
Oh yeah. No, my large inspiration to keep up with it was this woman that I was seeing at the time. She was very attractive. I was like infatuated with her, and she loved my writing. She loved my music. She loved pretty much everything that I did, and she told me about it, which made me feel like all warm and fuzzy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was just like the finest girl I think I've ever been with. Or there's women out there that you look at and you're like, damn, she's fine. But there's women that you look at and you're like, damn, she's like beautiful. Like I can. Like, for some reason,
you can see yourself with her.
Something about this girl is different than like the other ones, and I want her.
Yeah.
And that's the way that
like just by looking at them or like talking.
Yeah. No, I'm a shallow fuck. Like I'm like appearance first. I mean, to be honest, any relationship starts based on appearance.
Yeah.
If I go to a job interview right now dressed the way that I'm dressed, and I'm like, yo, listen, I'm a fire accountant. You know what I mean? They're not. They're not gonna be like, all right, cool. But if I pull up somewhere and I'm like, yo, listen to my mixtape, they might just listen to my mixtape because it makes sense.
Or like if it's like an EP, I think.
Whatever the case may be, they'll take it seriously because I kind of like I'm looking the part.
Yeah. Now if you want to show someone your mixtape, you gotta have like dye in your hair and stuff and like.
Yeah.
Like wear dreads.
Gotta have dreads.
Yeah, even if you're like white, you know, you still gotta have your dreads.
That's lit.
No, I'm just kidding.
And so that was that, and she just kind of inspired me to keep writing that shit. I actually wrote a track with her, like a track about her, that came out with my buddy Nick Leon.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Glass Walls, but he took it down, and it's getting remade.
It was on his page. Or?
It was originally on his page, and it's getting he took it down, and then I decided to re-release it on my new record, which is being worked on now. But it's an entirely different version. Like, it still has all the sounds that Nick came up with.
Yeah.
Because Nick is a fucking hell of a...
He's a producer?
You've never heard Nick Leon? Damn.
I probably have.
I'm sorry, Nick. Yeah, he's done shit for, like, Curry and Banks, and he's probably one of the, like, as far... When you get down to it, as far as unique and creative production...
Like, what songs has he made? I probably... Like, if you tell me a song...
He's behind ULT by Curry. He's behind a lot of the Banks shit. Like any, the Underachievers, he did like all of their shit.
I mean, like, if you tell me a song, I don't know.
ULT is a song by Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like his big one, or one of them. I don't know, dude. Like, to be honest, I don't know all of his credits just by songs. I just know that he's done like most of their albums. Uh-huh. So it's not about the song. It's like if you like that artist in general.
I know.
If you like that artist in general, you've heard his production.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he has a way of picking sounds that are just dope.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're very tribal. They sound like rhythms of nature. It's weird, dude. And he also like does weird shit where like he records like little pieces and he'll put them into the tracks. So he'll make his own samples, kind of. So you always hear unique sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah.
That he made.
So that's getting remade. It's still keeping most of like the signature sounds that he dropped on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like with my buddies putting some like glistening pianos on it and shit like that. I know it's coming out. It's gonna be cool. But I wrote that song about that chick that helped me keep writing that book. Most of the things I do are for women, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Are they your biggest audience or?
Not necessarily my biggest audience, but I'm theirs. I'm their biggest audience. Their energy. Like, women just have a way of being that just kind of like. It's both infuriating and enlightening at the same time.
Have you always been like that, like heavy to women, or like was there like a time where you're like, oh, you know what, I like, you know, I'm into like girls heavy now, or like before you're like not really caring too much?
No, I mean you haven't. I mean, I haven't been in a relationship in quite some time, but I still feel the same way I feel about women.
Do you ever sing for him? Like, do they like you sing?
I try not to. I try and just give them a link. I'm like, yeah, I'm on SoundCloud.
Like, if you're with a girl, you're like, oh, you know, you can have my live show like whenever you want. You don't have to like go to the concert.
I've used it sometimes, and it has worked. One thing that I will do if I'm like driving them back or something, I'll show them like some of my new shit. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't force me to sing, but like
they can still hear it.
They can still hear it, and they're also plus like it's one thing you singing it to them, it's another thing hearing the full production and being like, oh shit, this could be a hit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like if I show you something that's fucking epic, it's probably better than me. I'll sing. Like I don't mind singing. I sing all the fucking time. Odds are that if you're walking with me or like I'm hanging out with you and I'm drunk or like we're at your house or something, like I'm always singing.
Would you like? Are you able to sing in public, like in front of like not at a show, but like just like anywhere? Like you go like outside in the middle, like.
Yeah, dude. We went to South by, like 2 years ago with like a giant crew of people, and it was really funny because I have no idea where this ended up, and I would love to see this. We went to a waffle. when I go on road trips, I make it a point to like visit weird shit that I normally wouldn't visit if like I wasn't in that city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I personally had never had like chicken and waffle and shit like that.
They got Waffle House or
Like we went to a Waffle House, and then like basically we went to a Waffle House. We went to this crazy like fucking Cajun like Bayou New Orleans style restaurant with like fucking alligator heads and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ate like a huge bowl of crawfish. Like that's what I like to do when I go out. So we were at the Waffle. I think this was like one of our last stops in Mississippi, and we were just at the Waffle House, and we walked in, and me and all my buddies look weird. Not weird, but like we don't come off like usual, especially in Mississippi. Like you don't come off like usual. People look at you and they think that you're like someone in the fashion and like someone weird.
Yeah, I've been to Mississippi. I've seen how
so
they
I walked into Mississippi with like my crew friends, and they were like, I'm gonna paraphrase and I'm gonna try and do like a voice, but she was like a very southern like, oh y'all in a band, kind of like one of those. And I was like, no, we're not in a band, but we're all like musicians. Like he's this, he's that, he's that, he's that, and then like my buddy introduced me. He was like, oh, and he sings, and the chick, like it was two ladies, and
were they're like old? I picture them old.
One of them was an old white lady, and the other one was like a very young like black chick. Like really into it. Was really funny because she at the time, so she was like, oh, sing some, and I'm like, oh shit, like damn, put him on the spot. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know The Weeknd? She's like, ow! She flips out. And this was like a year and a half ago, so good job to her, because she was kind of listening before the this is before Beauty Behind the Madness. This is when he had just premiered The Hills. Like that was the only song.
He was pretty big.
He was pretty big, but like not as big as he is now.
Yeah. And
I sang the Wiz Khalifa Weekend track, Remember You? The I've been on in background. So I did that entire verse for the chick, and she was like, but she snapped it. Like she snapped the whole thing.
You were nervous or anything at all?
No. It's just, I mean, you have to, it's what you sign up for, man. Like, I mean, how could I be nervous doing that when this is what I want? To bring money and pay to make this a living, you can't really be nervous about it.
That's true. Not like, because sometimes people...
And I talk shit, so like I've never been shy in front of people, bro. I've never had a confidence problem, thankfully, because I am trying to be an artist. So if I got my feelings hurt easily, like I'm my biggest fan sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Are you ever on like social media like a lot? Like
I'm on Instagram a lot, and it's weird because lately my Instagram game, I guess, has gotten. I've been working towards a certain aesthetic, just because like I mean obviously everyone wants to look cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I'm making myself look like I'm sometimes going out of my way to like be like, damn, this is cool. Like I'm gonna post this, knowing how like my like your whoever like is gonna respond to it.
Yeah.
And then lately, even in the local scene more so, like I got this like fashion designer chick that's kind of big that like hit me up, and she was like, "Who are you? I like your style." And I've been getting like this like one fangirl kind of hit me up on the gram, and like I don't have a lot of fans, and if I do, they don't really communicate with them like with me.
Yeah.
And I only have like maybe like 8 that I talk to, that like 8 people that like interacted with me because of my music, and then that they'll like kind of tune in. Like they don't go away, man. It's kind of weird. Like real fans. Like I dropped my first album in 2013, and those kids still talk to me now.
Oh wow.
And they're like, "Oh my god, like I love like when's that next shit coming?" Like shit.
Did they get upset like when you weren't dropping stuff like a year ago?
I mean, not really. No, they never. They were just excited to see me back, more than upset that I left.
Yeah, because sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good line. They were excited to see me back, more so than being sad when I left.
You can use that for one of your songs.
It's lit. But yeah, then the gram has been paying off lately. I don't know why. And like I said, I'm infatuated with women, and I'm also a very shallow human being. So like I'm like shout out to all those Instagram models out there, because there's some beautiful women on this universe. And I've tried to slide into a couple of DMs, and some of them have been successful, dude.
Really?
And it's like, damn, like you're fine. Like,
but I mean,
you're like really fine.
I mean, girls are still girls, you know. They're just like they want a guy too, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I feel like
they want a guy, but not when they have like 100 guys. For me, like I mean, even no matter how good looking of a man you are, you're just not gonna get that kind of attention from women.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, I mean, you're not unless you're blown.
Unless you're on Instagram or something.
Or unless you're like right, like for example, right now, like For example, like, okay, so Triple X Tentacion, hypothetically speaking, 2 years ago probably didn't have bitches like sliding into his DMs like showing tits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now he has hundreds, but that's because he's famous now.
Yeah.
For someone that's not famous yet, no matter how good looking of a fucking man they are, women are not going to give them that kind of attention. Not the attention that men give women.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, I do agree with that.
Well, sometimes they hide it though too. Like they can be like, oh, you know, I really like him, but I want to play it hard to get.
Yeah.
You know?
And they do that successfully, but the thing is, bro, just be careful, man, because I've been in the situation, right? Like, I haven't been in a relationship, but I've been like the side dude. Like, I'm a bona fide side dude, yeah.
Fair.
Like, I slide into like women not knowing that they had a man, and then I find out later, and I'm like, oh, lol.
That never like turns out dirty for you, like, or like they never come like.
I just walk away, and that's it.
You never get caught?
Huh?
You never get caught?
No.
You play the guy?
And if I got caught, then that guy doesn't have to talk to me. He has to talk to his girl. I'm a strong believer that I've never cheated in a relationship. But if I cheat with your girlfriend, then that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That
especially if they don't tell you.
That has something to do with her and you.
Yeah.
I'm just, at the end of the day, bro, we're all just living to take a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I saw something I wanted. She gave me a chance. I took it. I didn't necessarily know about you at the moment. There's been times where I've known. Like, the first time I did it, I knew. But that guy was also a dick that, like, said something to me badly. He made fun of something that was very delicate in my life at the time. That I don't know, like, that I'm not going to bring up. But
yeah, he
made the comment, and I was like, you know what, bro? I'm going to fuck your girl.
And you did it successfully.
I did. And then he picked her up the next day from, like, so I lived in this, like, big neighborhood and a couple, like, maybe, like, a mile from my neighborhood. No, like a mile from my house. So at the end of my neighborhood, there was a Starbucks right there. Mm-hmm. It's on 120th, Kendall Breeze.
By London Square?
Yeah. But like before, you know, there was like a KFC and a Long John's and a Bonefish Grill and all that shit.
Oh, it's like, yeah. Like,
that's Starbucks. So, and he picks her up and he's like, hey. And I'm like, you don't know.
Damn.
You don't know. But that's the only time that it's ever felt sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not like a vindictious. Like, you know, I'm not like a fucking...
You got your revenge. So
yeah, but I'm not an vengeful human being. Like, I'm not... That's not my nature, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of like... Because, dude, that's the worst part. Like, I definitely can't say names here, but I know a story of a good buddy of mine who's, like, a big name. And then I'm just going to say, like, a rapper. Like, someone. Got into a feud. Whatever, money wasn't paid. It was all money shit. Mm-hmm. And then my buddy, well, according to what he told me, like, this is just my source, and this is what I heard, but he banged out the other kid's mom.
For his mom?
Yeah.
What?
So, like, that kid, like, that's the ultimate, dude.
Did he know? Did he know? He found out?
The kid found out, yeah.
Damn, I can imagine.
Yeah, you can never come back from that.
Yeah.
You're done. Like, you can never say anything to that man.
He's eventually your dad, you know?
You're like, you're fucked, dude. Like, that's the worst part. So, the girlfriend is the next step. So, that's, like, the only time that I've looked at it that.
I mean, because you can replace your girlfriend. You can't replace your mom.
Yeah. It's wild.
I think the only step above that is, like, your grandma, but, like, it's like...
Damn, dude, that story off topic a lot.
Yeah, I did.
Back to influences. I don't know, man. I grew up on a lot of rock music. Not a metal. Metal bands, dude. Like, if you want to learn about good musicianship, dude, it's kind of funny now because I'm sure all your favorite rappers now in 2017, like Triple X comes from a heavy metal background.
Yeah.
Curry suddenly like loves Metallica. I don't know if he's always loved Metallica.
Was he wearing a shirt? Because I know that's like a thing now. Like, everyone's just wearing like the shirts.
Oh yeah, that's a new fashion trend. I mean, I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt right now, but I genuinely love Guns N' Roses. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this. Well, I was an emo scene kid.
Yeah.
So I've been rocking band tees since like 2006.
Yeah.
They just had like different bands on them. Like mine had like A Day to Remember and The Devil Wears Prada and shit like that. You know.
Attack.
Bro, I used to hang out at Hot Topic, kid. Like.
Really?
I used to do some.
Yeah, because that was the thing to do. Like,
pick up a couple emo hoes, take them back. You know, we're good. Oh, we're playing a show. Sell a couple of pre-sales, a couple CDs, and life was good. You know.
Yeah.
And I was like a pretty like cute scene kid, and luckily I did really well with women back then. So I think that's what got me started, bro. Really? Being in a band when I was young.
Yeah, because this is like really easy. Like,
and being popular with girls. Because my bandmates... There was one bandmate in particular that was kind of like a jealous one. Because I was like the front man, the singer, and like for more often than not.
That's the one that everyone cares about.
Yeah, and more often than not, like women like kind of enjoyed the way that I looked at the time. And
you had like your hair like this.
Oh yeah, that shit was like super seen. I posted a couple pics on Instagram not too long ago to like commemorate like my start. And yeah, he would get heated, but I mean, that was a big part of my life. Then as far as the other music, like I said, Usher, like I'm super big on like R. Kelly, Drew Hill, 112. When I talk about that, I make these like Spotify playlists now. It's expansive worlds of music, dude. Like I listen to probably too much music. And then as far as new cats that really kind of like altered the way that I viewed like the mesh of electronic, experimental, and pop. People that have perfected that, like I remember when Lana Del Rey dropped, I thought like her project was a masterpiece.
Like her
real, aesthetic, everything. Like
her the real stuff, or like the stuff that like like with that producers like remix and stuff. Like
no, I don't listen to that bullshit.
Yeah.
No, that's trash.
Yeah, like Summertime Sadness.
No, I love the original one. Like not the Cedric Gervais remix or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the one that was popping everywhere.
Yeah, that's.
But
that's what got me into.
Actually, my buddy just. I mean, I can't disclose anything. No, I can't even say it. Yeah, but her first album, Born to Die, dude, the production on that was genius.
Yeah.
Then she went more like an indie vibe, and production was still genius. Like it was still good. FK Twigs was one of my biggest ones. Active Child, Jameson's first album. Bro, I listened to just Ink, Sampha, Subtract. I don't know, like a bunch of heads, dude.
What about like rap?
Rap, I was really into ASAP. Like I've had 3 mixtapes over the last couple of years that have grasped me in a very, very like. So I remember when Drake Thank Me Later came out, and that was one of the first times that I can remember myself looking and being genuinely interested in like a rap project, because it didn't sound necessarily like a rap project, because back then that shit barely existed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one that was huge for me is A$AP Rocky, Live Love A$AP. Bro, that shit I was listening to like when it was very like not to like sound hipster douche or anything, but when it was very underground. Like my buddy Julian Yuri put me onto it.
Like back in like 2011, right? It came out.
Yeah,
2010.
and then I was like, shit, that was an anthem. Like that entire tape was my soundtrack for a good chunk of my life. I loved every song on it. I thought the writing was genius. I thought it was very interesting.
What was your favorite song on it? I liked Pace.
You have to be anywhere in the top, in the first 7. It could be like a favorite song. Brand New Guy, I loved.
Were you into like Space Ghost? Space Ghost
I
first
was
production?
Space Ghost, yeah, definitely. I actually talked to Space Ghost about him producing a beat for me.
Oh, really?
At one point when he was kind of hot.
Yeah.
But then he charged me, and I got kind of pissed about it.
Because
I don't remember. I don't remember, but I wasn't expecting him to like charge me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was naive, you know. Everybody charges, but I was like, you know what? You're not that hot, nigga.
Nah.
You know, like, whatever, right?
Well, I don't know. He like started like a whole movement like after.
He started everything here, yeah, for real. But he definitely killed himself in the process.
Yeah.
He's
because I know now he's like doing beats for like $20.
Nothing now, dude. It's so sad, and I hate it because he's such a talent.
Yeah.
No, he's great. No, but A$AP Rocky, that first tape ruined, like, just was a big part of my life. Rob Banks' Calendars was a big part of my life. I was really into him. Curry was a big part of my life. I got into Joey Badass for a little bit when 1999 dropped. Oh, Kendrick with Section 80 was another big part of my life. I remember the first time I heard ADHD, I kind of flipped. I didn't understand how a rapper could write this.
That's a Kendrick song?
Yeah. That was like probably his first whoa, whoa, whoa.
The only song I know from is like Swimming Pools.
Oh shit, man! Yeah, you gotta listen to more Kendrick. That man revolutionized everything. Oh, he's one of the cats that revolutionized everything. That, yeah. So yeah, I've listened to rap just like lately. I don't know, man. I catch myself kind of everywhere. Every single time Drake drops something, I listen to it,
like
and
Views.
I love it for the most part.
How do you feel about Views? Because I know
it's
a lot of
cool.
people didn't really like it.
It's good. It's not Take Care though. Take Care to me is the epitome of Drake.
That's not. I mean, what's his new one? Life.
His new one is
Life.
the
More Life. Yeah.
More Life. Yeah. That shit has some bangers on it though.
Yeah.
Like that passion fruit. That shit's gonna be in every club this summer.
Do you think he really like took X's flow? Or...
Yeah. But he can't. It's Drake.
Yeah,
he makes it sound.
That's what he does. Yeah.
No matter if it's X's flow, dude. Like X screams. Drake says it in a very finesse way.
Have you heard of like X's new music?
No, not really. I'm not huge on him. My favorite song by him is I don't remember. It's a long title. It's like I Don't Like You Anymore. It's the one that
I don't
goes.
Want to Do This anymore.
Yeah. It's
Because he's in like you said, like he's really influenced by like metal music and stuff.
I love that one. Yeah, but the thing is, there was a big movement of that, like where hip hop is now suddenly trying to like become metal.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's rappers showing it. Like there's rappers like screaming on like a really fucking. I saw a list on Pigeons and Planes the other day, and I checked a couple of them out. I don't know, man. Like I get it that it's a cool thing, but they gotta polish it.
Yeah, like
they gotta polish it.
I actually tried doing that.
I want to hear that with good mixing,
uh-huh.
with audible lyrics, and good musicianship. Because metal bands, dude, people like just think that it's noise, man.
Yeah.
But metalheads, yo, have the craziest music knowledge, yo. Bro, when you I used to be a big Killswitch Engage fan.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to everyone out there, you know what I'm saying? Their lead singer at the time, well, my favorite lead singer they've had.
The bald guy?
Yeah, he's black. And that guy's epic. And that guy used to write fucking poetry. Like I'm talking about, I think I write lyrics. But then you listen to like, it goes both ways though, because some of the shit that they write is like so epic that it's not relatable.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bunch of vocabulary words about like intense emotions and drowning forever in a sea of sorrow. But like they word shit like that, and it's beautiful. Like when you read a lyric for like a Killswitch Engage song, you're like, damn, yo, is this Edgar Allan Poe or something? Like what's good? Like they're crazy, dude. That's what hasn't translated to the hip hop game yet. Like for me, Triple X and all these other like metal worshipping cats that are trying to bring it to hip hop are just bringing the vibe.
Yeah.
Which is a very intense,
if you go to like the shows,
distorted, in your face.
Yeah.
But it's not just that, man. Like it has to be like anything, bro. Like I'm talking shit about The Weeknd now, and that was the guy that pretty much birthed me as like.
Yeah.
You know, like I was massively into The Weeknd. I saw him for the first time when he came to Florida at the Revolution Live. Mm-hmm. Revolution Live, dude. That's a venue that fits like 200 people.
Yeah, that's where I saw party.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like yo, he's playing AAA and whatever, and I hate his new album. And it's not because he went pop, because I like Justin Bieber's Purpose album. It's just because the songwriting's not there.
Yeah. You feel like I was rushed, or?
I just feel like it wasn't. He was just he's smart though. Like I mean, it worked. I can talk all the shit I want. To me, they're not well written songs. But to the universe, he's such on a wave of like doing everything right that people still don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like people listen to these songs that I think are terrible, and they're like.
Yeah, they're probably they're just not like listening.
And
to
it's like, damn, okay, well then I can't hate. You know, he's the biggest fucking superstar in the universe right now.
Yeah.
Way bigger than when I got into him. So more kudos. But it's all about songwriting, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I appreciate the hip hop metal thing, but you really gotta like do it justice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like it's more for the shows, cause like now when you go to rap shows
and
stuff, they like
mosh. You can't think about that when it comes to that in the recording, bro. If I hear something like I'm in my car, I want to hear something good in my car. I don't want to hear something that's only gonna sound good when I see you live, cause I might not ever see you live.
Yes.
Yo, there's people that I saw this year that I never thought I was gonna see live. Like I'm a big, my favorite guitarist of all time is Buckethead.
Oh yeah.
And that motherfucker never plays shows.
Were you ever able to beat Jordan?
Yeah,
Guitar Hero?
I did. Yeah.
That was hard. That was hard for me.
That was it's hard for everyone. That was my favorite guitar though, the Guitar Hero 2 guitar, the white.
Yeah, the white one. Yeah.
I didn't care so much for the Les Paul that came with the 3. I always played on the white one. After a while, the buttons got so fucked that it was super easy just to hit it. Like
really?
It's basically like having a real action on a guitar. So on a guitar, the way that the neck is bent, kind of like alters the way the strings sit on the neck.
Yeah. So
there's people that tighten their action, which means that they fucking bend their guitar in a way that the strings are super close to the wood, so you don't have to strain so much to hit the note. Yeah. Like you press it and it's gonna be like there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's more for like I guess metal playing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what happened with my Guitar Hero guitar. I got so beaten up over time that like the second I would just, it wasn't a button anymore. It would just kind of like
Just
like it would just fall.
Yeah.
Like after beating. That shit was great. But yeah, man, I'm all for it. Just do it right. You know, you gotta pay good tribute. If you like metal, be careful of how you represent metal.
Yeah.
If you like right now, I have some new Loft shit that has a very synthwave vibe, like Miami '80s. You know, those thumping bass lines.
Are you ever gonna put like metal in your music?
I mean, I've already been there, bro.
Well, like
my music was all metal at one point. You know what I'm saying? I might. I've done like live. If you see the Loft live, there's a lot of rock.
Mm-hmm.
I play with a full band, and at the end of my track, like I did this thing R&B back in December,
mm-hmm.
and it was a room full of like hipster light skinned girls and like. You know, like kind of like rap dudes that like R&B and shit like that. But like it wasn't a show where like someone could like where you would
like
see
turning up and stuff.
Someone like with long hair, like the way that I like it was just like all right, cool. So I pulled up, and it's already weird enough that I make R&B music.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like, all right, cool. Like who's this guy? And then we play with a full band. But when we play with a full band, like we go more towards it's both. It's like either really sexy or fucking loud and like rock and roll shit.
Yeah.
At the end of my track, Demon Woman, like my buddy just started shredding this like long solo, the bass, the drummers going in. It sounds like a straight up metal show, and I just started screaming like. So I was just like.
Did that ever hurt your voice like the next day?
No, because you learn how to do it. I mean I spent my early 16s, you know, learning how to scream. It's fucking technique. Like I used to do both myself too. Like the band used to have 2 vocalists, and we kicked one of them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to take over the screaming and the singing. And doing that shit live, you don't pause. Because the song always has vocals.
Yeah.
It's either screaming or singing. But I was just the only one there.
So you have to like go like back and forth.
So I did that for like a year and a half. That helped a lot. Like I would walk out from a show exhausted, like barely being able to speak. But then the more you do that, the more you practice at it, the more you get in it.
You get used to it.
Yeah, but tour, that shit's scary because I'm probably still not well equipped to go for tour.
Have you been on a tour?
No. I barely play shows around here, dude. I only play a show if I think it's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, my shallowness in life goes for most things that I do. It like I don't just work with anyone. I work with people that I'm a fan of.
Mm-hmm. How do you like get yourself more out there if you're not doing shows? Like how do you like promote your music and stuff?
With just the music, I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. Now I'm doing it because now all of my buddies are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, believe it or not, like there is a big demand for like a lot of musicians in Kendall. Like a lot of people that I know, like for example, my buddy Kaizen.
Like just like bands or like with like
anyone. Like Kaizen is like a dude that used to be in a band. We all came up in the band scene together,
mm-hmm.
and he's like a really good producer now. But he's now basically in charge of making all the C9 ULT kids shit. Like so, he's produced most of Brady's shit. I think all of Brady's new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good amount of JK's new shit. He produced some shit for Curry. Like Curry's on his album.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot of work with 12. Like him and 12 always have some really good shit coming out together. The 12 album is gonna be really good, man. Yeah, I heard it at the little party he had on Saturday. That man's a talent, and that guy's unique.
Oh, you were there?
I was, for a little bit, for like a.
Where is in by Biscayne, right?
That was in Wynwood.
Okay, I think it was a different party.
Oh yeah, no, I was at the 12 and little listening party. I went to. There's one thing I went to by Biscayne, the Miami Paradise.
It was Summer 17. Was that what it's called? Because
no.
I was like performing out there.
Oh no. I went to 1306 for. Yeah, I wasn't going around, but it was fun, man. But he has some great music coming out. So now, I'm forced to be more social.
Yeah.
When I first started the Loft, bro, me and my buddy just like, I started this project after a really bad breakup.
Who's the Loft? Like, it's just you, or is it you and?
It's technically just me,
mm-hmm.
but in reality, it's me and him. He just doesn't like.
He
doesn't like attention.
Oh, okay.
Like if you see a photo, it's just gonna be me. If you see a video, it's just gonna be me. If you see anything, it's just gonna be me. When we first started, they would always credit him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, I don't know, he's just never been about it.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't come and sit with me here. He would just.
He just like.
He trusts me to make all the right decisions.
He'd be like over there, like in the corner or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard getting him out. But yeah, the Loft is a 2-piece. We started everything as like a singer, producer deal, and then lately there's some new shit. Like there's a buddy in LA that's working on our new album. So now it's kind of like a mixture of the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll send me and Jose, who is the producer, Jose and I, we'll send him tracks that we've written, and he's a pop producer. Like he's a pop engineer and producer, and he's working at a pretty big studio over there in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust him because we used to have a third. All of my records were recorded in the same studio that I recorded at when I was 16. So from my metal days to my R&B days, like everything that I recorded professionally up to today was all done by the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
That guy no longer wants to do music, so it was like a big hit for us.
Yeah.
Because you're like best friend and like the guy you rely on anything for. Like if I need something sounding, the reason my music sounds so good is because of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have that guy anymore. So now this dude in LA is kind of acting as like that dude that we lost, but he
like
might even be like better. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both amazing, but he's making me not feel bad about not having like my buddy Tony in my life. I mean, if I could have all of them, I would. But he's older. He just didn't want to do music anymore.
Yeah.
He's had his heart broken like a number of times in this industry. Like 2 of his bands almost got signed.
Mm-hmm.
And on some bullshit they didn't. Not to get into details, but like the bands ruined it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
We've been doing this for this is about the 1 hour mark. So
Shit.
Yeah, I'm start closing it up.
Heard.
Is there anyone that you want to like collaborate with in the future?
I mean, yeah. Anyone that'll get more people listening to me. So basically anyone that I find out that has a larger following than myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But people that I'm a fan of, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love to do some shit with Curry if we're keeping it local. Love to do some shit with Rob Banks. I'm open to pretty much anything. I may do some stuff with my buddy. Like I want to do some shit with my buddy Austin Paul and like sending chills like on a local level if we're talking like. Thing is, it's hard to imagine who would want to collaborate with me. So if you're asking me about like famous names, I would say any of them.
What about like any advice or anything that you would want to give like an artist that's coming up right now?
It's cliche as hell, but don't give up. Cause like right now, I'm in a decent time. Like I'm in a good time. Like where I'm finally back to work. People are enjoying my shit. I don't know why the things that are happening, but you have to just put yourself in situations that you're gonna be kind of like noticed.
Yeah.
Like right now, like with my buddy like doing well, like I'm just kind of like floating around and singing on these random tracks, and everyone that's hearing me is like impressed, so they want to come back and they want to do more shit.
Yeah.
And now they're interested in my album coming out, and also, dude, it's gonna sound also terrible, but I don't know if my Instagram thing is like helping. And I don't know if it's counterproductive because a lot of people are hitting me up on Instagram, basically based on the way that I present myself, like the way that I look. But I'm not sure if they've listened to my music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they're
like
going
that
to.
aesthetic.
Yeah. So it's like careful because you don't just want to become that. Like you want everyone to hear your music. But I mean, yeah, everything's fine now. Got a lot of work coming up. I gotta do some PR for this latest video that should be out soon. Working on an album. Have a couple of collaborations on deck. Just gonna try and pepper myself anywhere I can.
Alright. And you want to shout out anybody?
Everyone. Yeah.
Like
Want to shout out? I mean, I don't know. Everyone that I think is dope, and everyone that's cool enough to give me the time.
Are you planning on staying like independent, or are you gonna like sign to like a label or anything?
I mean, if I ever get to the conversation, bro, which I haven't yet. Like obviously, most of us just dream of making this a lifestyle, bro. So if my first move is to go with a label, then I'll go with a label. Like if it's, I mean, I'm not gonna be an idiot and sign to 360, but I mean, like right now the main problem is not the fact that I'm writing. Like I mean, granted, all of us think that we write good music, but I genuinely believe that the music that I write is like very good. If not, I probably wouldn't go in that direction.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. Like I'd have a confidence issue as far as my product. It's just the lack of people, like the people that don't hear it, which is most of the world. So what a label does, it just puts you on a platform where everyone's going to hear your shit, and then they can decide for themselves whether they like you or not. And anyone needs that. I mean, I don't have that now. So if they were to come up to me right now and say, yo, we're going to publish your shit, I'd be like, cool, let's do it. If I somehow get a shout out from like let's say if I do some shit with like a famous rapper from Florida and they give me a shout out and then my fucking following grows by like 1,000, then I'll double think it.
Yeah.
Right now, at this very moment, since I don't have a massive fan base, I would tell you yes. If shit changes in the next 3 months, then it'll put me in the driver's seat for a better negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
But those people still have power of distribution. Like, instead of me having to upload my shit on DistroKid, I just let some fucking dude in a suit like fucking get it to everyone in the universe.
Let him do all the work, pretty much.
And
right.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have anything against the
labels and stuff.
I don't like obviously I'd rather do it without one, but you just gotta be real. Like at the end of the day, I'm trying to eat off this music shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of waiting tables. I'm tired of fucking having to listen to people's fucking stupid ass drunk stories.
Huh.
I like bartending and shit, but it's like, yo, like
there's more you want in life.
For example, like all the bullshit that happened on my job this week, like I don't want any more of that shit. Like I just want to be able to fucking get paid to sit and write fire shit for someone else or for myself.
Yeah.
Like I want people to be like, yo, you have a deadline for an album in like 2 months. It's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna spend these 2 months working. But you know what you have to do. You're getting paid for that.
Yeah.
That's a label. Like I can't guarantee that's gonna happen on my own right now. Like
just gotta keep working. People
like Puya and Such Hollow Water Boys and all these like Curry and all these people, they have the flexibility now that they could choose to go without a label. Like same with Chance. You know, Chance did great things.
Mm-hmm.
But not everyone's so lucky, bro.
Yeah.
Like even people that have blown up are still not as blown up as
they could
like for example Spooky Black. Like Spooky Black took over the internet for a minute. I'm sure he declined a label. I'm sure there was label interest for sure. And now he's not that popular anymore, like, and I miss Spooky Black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
him
like,
and like Young Lean and all them.
Yeah. Well, Young Lean's kind of making a comeback, but it's like.
No, it's like how he did before. Like,
you have to be careful, man. Because I for example, one of the stories of my engineer, the kid that got his heart broken and he like dropped out of the music industry, he got a band signed to Atlantic Records, like, and then the singer, who was a girl, didn't want to leave her bandmates, so she said no. That girl is highly regretting that decision now. Because she's exactly where like you and I are. Like,
yeah.
You know, like. You don't. If someone offered me to be like the next Bieber, dude, I would take that shit for like a little bit, you know, and I would still make cool music.
I mean, it goes like both ways, because sometimes you might do it and then like you regret it after, or like.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But to be honest, you'll regret what they turned you into, but you could always like turn back.
Yeah.
After that contract is done, you could still keep making music and you could do it. Bro, the thing is, it's leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, hypothetically speaking, she takes the deal. She's blown up, she's making the company millions, and then she's like, you know what, I want my band back. They're going to get her band back because she has leverage.
Yeah. She
has somewhere to negotiate. You know, you don't have nowhere to negotiate if you're not signed. They're literally giving you, like, it's like, all right, we're going to sign you. Like, you can't, you have to be, like, you have to think about shit with rationality. Like, yo, gotta make the right move here. Like, you think, yeah, she may have regretted being turned into like Katy Perry, but I'm damn sure she regrets more not being Katy Perry.
Yeah, and not having the money or anything.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a fine line. Like, cool, you're an amazing artist and you're all about the art, but you don't want to be fucking playing a saxophone on the subway when you're 46.
Yeah.
That's not a life for anyone. I mean, sure, it's love, and I'm sure they still enjoy doing it every fucking morning when they're out there with their hat and their tips and shit, but like that's not ideal. I want people to listen to my music. I want it to get places. It's a scary world out there.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so we're gonna end it here. So this is the Loft. Where can they find you?
Spotify, Apple Music, I think Tidal. If anyone has Tidal. SoundCloud, my website, Instagram, Twitter. The Loft under any streaming site. The Loft Miami.
Is all like spelled the same?
Yeah. The Loft Miami on SoundCloud. all together, obviously, because it's like
Yeah.
the URL. Christian Loft on Instagram and the Loft Miami on Twitter. Everything's the Loft Miami or the Loft, unless it's my Instagram, which is just my name.
Yeah.
With Loft afterward. No H. CRISTIAN, because I'm exotic.
So it's Christian, the Loft. Alright.
Yeah, man.
Go follow him and check out more of our interviews as well.